Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Judiciary Committee's decision-making hearing, and we have two of them. This is the 10 o'clock agenda, which is the much larger of the two. If it's okay with members, we'll go ahead and start voting. Okay. First up on this agenda is HB 2315, specifies a procedure for condominium association meetings conducted in person and electronically. The recommendation here is to pass with technical amendments and a date of April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments on HB 2315. Chair Rhodes?
Aye.
Vice Chair Rhodes, aye. Senator Elefante?
Aye.
Senator San Buenaventura?
Aye.
Senator Owa? Excused. Measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2343. This expedites the enforcement of orders of wage payment violations by allowing the Director of Labor and Industrial Relations to file certified copies of the final orders in any court of competent jurisdiction. Recommendation is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2343, recommendations to pass as is. With the members present, are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2354. This clarifies that the Small Business Regulatory Review Board has the authority to review legislation affecting small businesses in response to requests from small businesses. Recommendation here is to, let's see, I guess we'll just pass it with a different bad date, April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2354, recommendations to pass with amendment. Of the members present, are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2370. This clarifies requirements to establish a quorum to do business and validate acts of the Stadium Authority, the Aloha Stadium Authority. Recommendation here is to also pass with just a different bad date, April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2370, recommendations to pass with amendments. Of the members present, any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2425. This clarifies that a confirmed report of child abuse or neglect, harm, or threatened harm will result in the perpetrator's name being maintained in a central registry. Clarifies when a person's name may be expunged from the central registry and establish a process for expungement upon request. Recommendation here is to pass with just technical amendments. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
On HB 2425, recommendations to pass with amendments. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you, members. Next up is HB 2435, authorizes the Director of Health to permit synchronous online access to apply for marriage and civil union licenses in lieu of in-person applications. Recommendation, well, I'm not sure. Senator San Buenaventura, did you understand the amendment that the Department of Health was requesting? If you'd like me to put it in, I'm happy to do so, but I'm not sure I quite get
It's
it.
2435.
Yes.
You know, I will admit that I haven't had an opportunity to read that.
Why
So
don't
I will, if so long as you put in a bad date, I'm okay with their amendment. This was their bill.
Okay. I'll go ahead and accept the Department of Health's amendment to clarify online issuance of marriage licenses that make a distinction between a civil servant and private agent for purposes of quality control. Is that the right one?
Okay, I'm sorry. It's too early in the morning. I remember. I agree to the amendment.
Okay. Was that the right description?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll go ahead and leave a bad date on it. I guess we'll put a bad date on it because it has a good date now. So April 14, 2112. Clear as mud. Any questions, members? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2435, recommendations to pass with amendments. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2444. This authorizes the Department of Health to conduct criminal history record checks of applicants for permits to operate as a hemp processor. Recommendation here is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2444, recommendations to pass as is. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you, members. Next up is HB 2446. This authorizes the examiner of drivers to suspend the driver's license of the person who violates certain regulations relating to the use of disability parking permits. The recommendation here is to pass with a different bad date, April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2446, recommendations to pass with amendment. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2458. This clarifies that the Director of Law Enforcement has authority to issue subpoenas as part of the investigative powers of the Department of Law Enforcement. The recommendation here is to pass with a different bad date, April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2458, recommendations to pass with amendment. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2475. This provides that advertisements or offers for commercial activity are prima facie evidence that the owner disseminated or directed dissemination of such advertisements or offers, and the commercial activity is operated at the location advertised or offered. The recommendation on 2475 is to, it already has a bad date, and we'll just leave it and pass it as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Recommendation on HB 2475 is to pass as is. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2478. This authorizes the governor to execute a compact on behalf of the state to cooperate in the Pacific State Marine Fisheries Commission. Recommendation here is, it has a bad date already, so we'll go ahead and just leave it as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
On HB 2478, recommendations to pass as is. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Okay, thank you. Next up is HB 2481, relating to, which would repeal the Timeshare Commissioner of Deeds. The recommendation here is to pass unamended. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
On HB 2481, recommendations to pass as is. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2483. This authorizes the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation to search criminal histories and fingerprint records of current and prospective volunteers and purchase service contracted and subcontracted service providers. Recommendation on 2483 is to make technical amendments and make it effective upon approval. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2483, recommendations to pass with amendments. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2491, relating to commercial driver's licenses. This amends existing state law to adopt federal penalties for commercial driver's license violations. Our recommendation here is to pass with an effective upon approval date. So that's an amendment. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Recommendation on HB 2491 is to pass with amendment. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2492. This amends existing law to meet new federal regulations for commercial driver's licenses when the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse prohibits a driver from operating a commercial vehicle due to drug and alcohol violations. Recommendation here is to pass with an amendment. We'll make it effective upon approval. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
On HB 2492, recommendations to pass with amendment. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, measure passes.
Okay, thank you. Up next is HB 2493, relating to commercial driver's licenses, creates two new commercial driver's license restrictions relating to operating a commercial motor vehicle in excess of 18,000 pounds and operating a motor vehicle on Lanai and Molokai. Recommendation here is to pass with some amendments. We'll remove the severability clause per the DOT testimony, and we'll make it effective upon approval. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
Recommendations to pass HB 2493 with amendments. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2526. This increases the penalty for third or subsequent offense involving the unauthorized driver or operation of motor vehicles to a Class C felony. And some other things. Recommendation here is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Senator Gabbard.
On HB 2526, recommendations to pass as is. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2546, allows for the use of fine mesh nets for the protection of plants against invasive species. I think I'm just going to send it to conference if that's okay with you, Senator. So that will be, I'll just put a different bad date, April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
Recommendations to pass HB 2546 with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, motion passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2553. This authorizes pharmacists to administer vaccines to persons 3 years of age or older. Authorizes pharmacy interns and pharmacy technicians under their direct supervision of a pharmacist to administer vaccinations to persons between those ages. Recommendation here is to pass with some amendments. We'll accept the amendment from the College of Pharmacy that requires a pharmacy technician to have a certification from either the Pharmacy Technician Certification Board or the National Health Career Association. And also from the College of Pharmacy will standardize the terminology in the bill to 3 years of age and older instead of sometimes saying 3 years to 17 years. And I understand it's your request to keep a bad date. Okay,
Yes,
so
please.
we'll put the bad date of April 14, 2112 as well. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
Recommendation on HB 2553 is to pass with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, measure passes.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to HB 2581. This removes the ability of the governor or mayor to suspend electronic media transmission during a state of emergency. Recommendation here is to put a different effective date on it so we don't accidentally pass a bill that goes into effect in the year 3000. The new defective date would be April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
Recommendations to pass 2581 with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, measure passes.
Thank you. Next up is HB 2582. This excludes critical infrastructure information from disclosure requirements under the Uniform Information Practices Act. We'll go ahead and make some technical amendments and put a different bad date on April 14, 2112. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Recommendation is to pass HB 2582 with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations?
Reservations.
Reservations for Senator Sanborn. Measure passes.
Thank you. Next up and last, I believe, is HB 2748. This establishes statewide vehicular law enforcement pursuit policies. Well, I have questions about this bill myself. I think it's probably worth continuing the discussion, so I just recommend that we pass it with a different bad date, April 14, 2112, and see what happens in conference. Questions or concerns? Already aware of? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Senator Oliphant.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Appreciate the discussion on this and for putting a bad date. However, I still have concerns. I know previously I voted yes in the previous two committees, but seeing that there are still concerns raised by the AG in some of their comments and also Shopo, which had strong opposition, I do believe that coming from a county perspective that a lot of that should be on the county law enforcement officers in terms of their best practices. And I know that they do follow CALEA, but I don't feel a statewide policy is the appropriate vehicle to have a discussion as it relates to establishing a law enforcement pursuit policy, and that should be up to the counties and the regular police departments in those counties to decide that. So for those reasons, I'm unable to support it and I'll be voting no.
Thank you. Senator Gabbard.
Yes, I'll also be voting no. I think this legislation is unnecessary, and the fact is the department's policies are in compliance with the high national standards of the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, or CALEA, and also the International Association of Chiefs of Police. And these national standards already require departments to have comprehensive pursuit policies that take into consideration all risk factors: seriousness of the offense, risk to public, pedestrians, lighting and visibility, road safety and configuration, speed, officer training, and experience. So for that reason, I'll be voting no.
Okay. Under those circumstances, then I'll just defer the measure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And that ends our 10 o'clock agenda. We have a 10:01 agenda with one bill on it, so we'll go ahead and roll into that. That bill is HB 2400, requires a teacher to surrender their teaching license if the teacher resigns or retires during the pendency of any investigation into allegations of sexual assault, sexual harassment, or other physical abuse of a student. Okay, so we do have some amendments. We'd like to replace 3 instances of the word surrender with the word forfeit, and replace 2 instances of the word surrender with the word forfeiture. This change in language, it's to indicate that it's not a voluntary, you're not losing your license voluntarily with the forfeit. And let's see. Is it okay with upon approval or not? And we'll make it effective upon approval. Okay. So that's the recommendation. Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, Senator Gabbard.
On HB 2400, recommendations to pass with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you very much, members. Thank you everyone for being here. We're adjourned.